this is now a very exceptional situation overall for all the industry. You can't imagine how the airline can manage themselves with all the majority of the industry has been grounded. So we think that it's critical time now for the government to give a hand to the airlines and probably other players as well. So it's pretty much a cash flow and liquidity crisis for the airlines. And I think from the government perspective, they can be a bit more flexible in ways of supporting the airlines, including that providing the government loans or loan guarantees, loan extensions, and maybe tax holidays. And they can be also, depending on which region that the airline is based at, that the government can also liberalize some of the previous policies or regulations imposed. One example may be the busiest congested airport before was imposed those slot policies, regulations. It's now probably the time to review them again.
Joanna, I think one question that investors will be asking is that why should airlines have priority over other industries? So the hotel industry, the restaurant industry, the shopping malls, why should the governments prioritize airlines over all the others?
Of course, overall, the aviation industry, we see that there is a long supply chain, including the aircraft OEMs, airlines, airports, and probably aircraft lessors and other MRO companies. But airlines are by far the most vulnerable. I mean, they've suffered the most because they are in the first line and dealing with the traffics. If the traffic's not coming on the plane, it's for all the supply chain will be suffering. So I think it's definitely the most important part to deal with and deal with airline risk first.
How long do you think that it will take once, of course, we have seen the coronavirus impact get under control? How long do you think that it will take for capacity right across the global network to be restored to levels that we saw before the virus? Because we talk about airlines, perhaps some of them, like in Australia, Virgin cancelling all international flights, Qantas 90% of the capacity. You heard about Cathay Pacific, 96% of its capacity. Getting capacity back to where it was before the outbreak of the virus, is that going to be an 18-month, 2-year, 3-year, perhaps even a 4-year-long proposition?
I think at this time is very different from the previous crisis, where we have seen through the SARS or 9/11 and events. But this time is far more, I think it's impacted far more regions than just a couple of the regions. Early when this pandemic started from China, we have seen that airlines were able to replot their capacities very quickly to some other regions and reschedule some of their flight as well. But now, when this situation extended to the whole global region, it's really hard for them to manage because it's pretty much all the flights are down. I think we were not very positive at this moment. Because the root cause is beyond aviation industry can control. So we need to still rely on the government and our health professors. They can lead us through this crisis. I think it will take much longer time than before to go through this crisis.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.